So welcome to my creative corner. This is Claudette. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please let me know in the comments down below where you're tuning in from. Today I have a fabulous project to share with you. I think it's fabulous anyway. So today's project, I will be creating a tote bag featuring the Dress to Impress stamp set with its coordinating dies. This tote I think is a great gift idea. I also think is ideal for you party planners. So not only does that die create a tote, you could create different bags with it. You could create a purse, you could create a backpack. And what's so nice about it too, if you shop at my store, you get a variety of color ideas. So shopping with me takes the guesswork of color coordination out of the mix. So you get color coordination, you have designer series paper, you have cardstock, you have rhinestones, you have ribbons, you have your inks. Everything is color coordinated for you. Also with this die, creating this tote, you don't have to measure, you don't have to score. You just choose the paper you want to work with, put your dice on, and run it through your die cutting machine. It's as simple as that. Alrighty guys, so this stamp set I'm going to share with you in our catalog here. Okay, so the stamp set here, as you can see, is Dress to Impress, and it comes with 16 stamps. So this is a beautiful set. So you have perfumes, lipsticks, shoes. It'll be nice for even your stylist, your nail technician that you haven't seen for a long time. So that'll be nice to give them little thank you cards or miss you cards too as well. So the coordinated die set, you get 15 pieces here. Okay, so if you get this bundle together, you could save 10% off. What's nice with my customers, you get the catalogs, and within these catalogs they give you project ideas for each products. They give you projects ideas. So that's one beautiful thing I like about Stampin' Up. Okay, so let's get a closer look with the dies. So this is a stamp set here. So now with the dies, and we said that came with 15 pieces, right? So this right here is the little strap for the purse. You get your cutout for your shoes, your lipstick. So this piece right here is for the bag. So you're gonna need 2 of these pieces, and you're gonna need 5.5 by 5.5 paper to create your bag. So you're gonna need 2 halves. 2 halves makes a whole, okay? So within that you have this. It could be as a label, it could be as a pocket. This could be a label too as well, and it could be as a little strap that has a button on there. This is the cutout for the perfume. You have 2 cutout for your flowers. You have different size buttons, and you have your buckles. So that's the dies. So I'm going to leave this piece out. So let me show you the project that we will be creating today. So this is the tote bag that I created. And so this could be transformed into a purse. You see that? And it depends on how you put your straps. You could also make it into a backpack. But obviously with the tote, you could hold more within that. Okay, and I'm going to show you, we're going to make some 3x3 cards, and you have your envelopes in here, and that will be the ideal gift. The designer series paper that I use right here is from the Come Sail Away With Me designer series paper. I showed you that designer series paper within my previous video, and it's entitled How to Create Paper Frames. So if you want to see more on this designer series paper, go back and check out that video. This designer series paper is ideal for the guys So this designer series paper is retiring. So come June 2nd will be the last time you'll be able to purchase that. So if you're interested in that, remember June 2nd is the last time to purchase it. I love this and I'm going to order some more too myself. So the one that I will be creating today is with the blue and white stripes. I love blue, I love the stripes. So when you get your die, you want to take your die, and this die have stitches that comes out to it, and so that's part of the design of the bag, to have the stitch work on there. So it depends on how you want your stitches. So I want the blue and white stripes to show, so you're gonna keep that side you want to show up so the stitch work could come out on that. So I want my lines to run horizontal. So when you have design, you want to be careful with how you lay your paper. If it's just a solid paper, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so you're going to lay it like that and run it through your die cutting machine. So I went ahead and did it on some solid paper so you could see the stitch work, a little closer look at the stitch work. So I'm going to just bring this up a little closer so hopefully you could see it. So you see the stitching, so that's part of the design. And then it's scored right in between the stitch work. That's where you're going to fold, make your fold on the solid score lines. So hopefully you guys could see that. So the score line is right between that stitch work. So the stitching is part of the design. So what you're going to do is fold, and I'm going to show you when you have your designer series paper, it's a lighter paper, so it's easier to fold. So you want to be careful that you don't burnish it too much that you would tear it. So your regular cardstock is a little bit more hefty. All right, so you're going to go ahead and fold in between on those score lines. So I think the tricky part is when you come down here to this corner. See, on this corner right here would be the tricky part with scoring. And I would say when you're scoring it or folding it, go both ways so that your paper will be more pliable. So you want to indent that like that. And then just squeeze that and burnish it. So that's how you're going to have your corners there. Okay, like I say, on the cardstock is a little more rugged, which is good. It's more sturdy. So that's how you're going to fold both halves. So I just wanted to show you this with this sample before we get into the actual project. I'm going to go ahead and bring my scrap piece of paper out so we could start working on that. And then I have my 2 halves. I already went ahead and cut those out. So as you can see, this is the top of our bag. Okay, so when you're putting your bag down and you're putting them together, you want to make sure that this inner corner one is on the inside. But let me go ahead and fold those. I fold 1 half and I didn't fold the other half. I'm going to turn it in on the opposite side, which is a lighter color, so it's easier for me to see the score lines. So this corner here is a tricky part, and you just want to be gentle, especially when you're having this designer series paper here. I hope that's clear, that you could see that. So I am going to get wet glue. I'm going to use multi-purpose glue, and you could use tear and tape, but I find it easier for me myself to use the wet glue, so it gives me time to work on my project and move it around. I'm going to put my silicone mat down. So this is the top of my bag, and that's the top of my bag, and so this is the inner piece, and this, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down right here and put a little bit of glue, and we're going to go ahead and match those up together. I just want to make sure I could see my stitching, and I turned it over only because I could see it better on that lighter side. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is put some glue here on this side and glue that piece down. And then of course, when you're working with your multi-purpose glue, you have to hold it down for a minute. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to do our bottom. Now that we did our sides, I want to make sure I stay in focus there. We're going to go ahead and glue our bottom down. So I'm going to put one of the larger flaps down first, and I'm going to put glue on these small little tags over here, and then I'm just going to put it upright like this, and just, you could take your bone folder and start, just press it down on the inside. Just to get you a start on that. And then what we're gonna do is add some glue right here to the top, on the top lid. And then we're gonna stand that up again and get your bone folder. You could take the bottom of your glue and just run that down. Make sure you get your corners in good. Okay. And next is going to be for our handle. So you pick which side you want, which is your better sides. And we're going to get our handles. So now for the handles, instead of doing cardstock, I went ahead and used some ribbon. And we have some burlap ribbon, the braided burlap ribbon trim. So, and I went ahead and cut 2 pieces, and each of these pieces are 6 inches in length. Okay, and I went ahead and die cut out some of the buckle, and I used copper or copper foil, and I went ahead and cut those out. So I have 4 of those. So we're going to go ahead and put our handles on. And I am going to use multi-purpose glue with this as well. So I'm going to put some glue right here on this middle piece. And let's see how I'm going to run. I'm going to take my ribbon here and I'm going to run it this way. And you could add some glue to the end of this ribbon so it doesn't fray. So I'm going to try to center that, and I'm just going to hold it down for a minute so it could dry, and then we'll do the other half. Again, we'll put some glue right in that middle bar. Come in, thread our burlap ribbon through there. And you just eyeball it to see if they're both even, and you could even trim it off if it's not. We'll hold that down for a minute. And then I'm just going to add some glue to the back here. And then, am I in view? Okay, hold glue to the back here to tack this down. And I am just going to put it right here. Just between right there where that line meets. Right up here by that edge. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. And you just want to eyeball, make sure they're even on both sides. I'm just going to keep some pressure on there so they could stick down. So then next we have the other side to do. So we'll do the same thing. Glue right there on the middle bar and thread your ribbon through. And I'm just going to make sure that's centered in the buckle. Add some pressure to that. And then we'll do the other side. And I like to use the burlap because it's more sturdier versus using your cardstock, okay? And also I like the look that this burlap ribbon gives. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, make sure they look even, keep some pressure down, then we'll tack this on to the back. Or the front, whichever looks the best. I did them both at the same time, so it'll come up here in these corners. And what you want to do is look to the front handle and make sure the loops are even, okay? You don't want this one to be higher than that. And it looks just about even. All right, so now what we're gonna do is create the front. So I went ahead and die cut out that little tag that you could use for a tag or the pocket in the front. And we're gonna do some heat embossing. So I'm gonna take my embossing buddy. This is just some powder to prevent any static. And we're gonna go ahead and take our Versamark ink. And now before I do that with the Versamark ink, I want to stamp a flower in the Night of Navy first. So I'm just going to have a flower behind my sentiment, and I'm stamping this in Night of Navy. And when you're using your photo palmer, make sure you have something, a cushion or something underneath. It makes your impression comes out a little crisper. So now we're gonna take our Versamark and we're gonna get the sentiment, and we're gonna be saying hello fabulous. All right, Versamark, our sentiment. And with this is just clear, so you can't really see that quite well if it, you know, you get it inked up really good. You just look and see if it's shiny here. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp that right on top of floral image. Make sure this is straight. And I'm just gonna hold that down for a second. All right, and I'm gonna go and emboss this with, if you guess, copper. We're gonna be using copper in that, yep. So we're gonna go ahead and put some copper. I'm putting, having a coffee filter there, so it's easier for me to put this back in my container. And just putting it back in the container is easier for me to store. I know some people put it in larger containers with spoons and stuff, but I just keep it in the original container. Just use my filter and put that back in there. So now we're gonna get our heating tool. I'm gonna go ahead and warm that up. Sorry about the noise. And while that is warming up, I'm just gonna get a tweezer so I could hold that, because that gets pretty hot. And then we would heat emboss that. What you guys think so far? Oh, I messed up my sentiment. You see, you have to be so careful when your powder isn't dry. Let me see. My finger touched the B. Let me see if I could still catch it here. Alright, so I'm just adding some more powder on here because my finger accidentally wiped it off. And don't let your heat embossing tool blow your stuff away. So make sure you close it back up before you heat emboss there. And I'm gonna get my tweezer and hold that. And sometimes you have a little stray powder. What you could also do is take a little paintbrush like this and just brush around if you have any stray powder. Okay, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is just heat emboss that, and it's just gonna turn shiny. I don't know if you guys could see it. Let's see. And it just melts that powder. So once it's shiny, you know it's melted and you're good to go. Okay. So we have a little smudge there, but we'll take care of that. Let me just glue. We're gonna glue this right onto the front of our purse, and I am just gonna glue around the bottom and the sides. I'm not going to glue to the top because I want to use it like a pocket. Okay, so I'm just gonna put glue around the edges, just to the sides and then the bottom. And then I am gonna take that and just glue that right onto my purse. All right, so next what we're gonna do is take a rhinestone. These are the champagne rhinestones. I think these are gorgeous. And I am gonna take my take your pick tool, and I am going to add a rhinestone right up to this corner right here where I have that smudge. Okay. That was pretty quick. What do you think, guys? So that's it. Which one do you like the best? You know, I just love blue, so I'm going towards the blue with the stripes. I just love the blue with the stripes. So what we're gonna do is design a 3x3 card to go inside these bags. And we also have 3x3 envelopes, so you could get a stock of these envelopes, and you get like 40 in a pack. So like I said, this is, I just think, ideal gift idea. So what I'm going to do is bring in a piece of cardstock. This is in Purple Posy. This is measuring 6x3, and then you're just gonna fold it or score it down at 3 inches. And my bone folder, I'm just gonna make that a little bit more crisp. All right, so next what we're going to do, I'm gonna take my foam pad. So we're gonna be doing some stamping. And I'm just gonna open this up so you don't have 2 layers to go through. I am gonna get my ink pad, and this is Petal Pink I'm using. First off, let me just put some of these stuff up before I make a mess. Okay, so we're gonna get a blotch, one of the blotches out of the stamp set. So with the stamp set, it has, oh, some really nice thing on here. Be as bold as your lipstick. Hello, fabulous. Kindness is always in style. Life is short. Buy the shoes. I love that one. Happy Mother's Day. So you have the shoes, you have perfume, you have little blotches here, speckles, flowers, you have the lipstick. Okay, so we're gonna use this big blotch right here, and we're gonna put that in Petal Pink. I'm dropping stuff here. Let's just make sure this came out okay. Yep, we'll just ink that up again. And I'm just gonna put that right here in the front. And this does not have to be perfect, guys. It's handmade, homemade cards. And we're gonna get the sentiment that says life is short, buy the shoes. We're gonna put that in Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I have some of the designer series paper, and this is also goes with the suite, the Dress to Impress suite. And I did a video showcasing some of that designer series paper, so I'm just going to put that here. I'm not going to glue it down yet, so I just want to measure to see where I am going to put my sentiment and make sure that is Stampin. Okay, yep, it looks like it. And and we're just going to go right above this here, and I am going to stamp right here. And just hold it down for a second, make sure that ink transfers. Alrighty, that looks good. So what I'm going to do is put my ink up, and this strip is probably 1/4 inch by 3 inches. And I am going to go ahead and add some glue to this. And we're going to add that right down here to, let's see, the bottom. Make sure it's straight. And then I went ahead and cut out a shoe. Make sure I have room for that. And I stamped that shoe in with Tuxedo Memento black ink, and I colored it with our alcohol markers, Stampin blends. Okay, so that goes, alcohol markers goes with the Tuxedo black ink. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glue that down to our card. So the strip of paper is, the measurement is 3 inches by 1/2 inch. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is add some little sequins here to this card, and I'm going to stick that on with some glue dots. So let's see here, and I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and we're going to choose, let's see here, I want maybe a yellow looking one here, and we're going to put that on top of these glue dots. I want a yellow, a pink, and a green. Let's see here. And I hope I'm in view. Yeah. And now I'm just gonna get a pink. Let me get a tiny pink. Alrighty, so we're gonna just take this off, and just, I'm gonna put one right here, and put one down here, and also with your little piercing tool, you could just shove, make sure your glue dot is underneath there good, so it doesn't attract anything. And let's put one right here. And this one is pretty small for that glue dot, so I want to shove that underneath there pretty good. And that's it for that card, guys, as simple as that. And let me show you how the envelopes look. And these are the envelopes. Alrighty, so that's that for that card. And so we had another card here. So this is nice. I'm guessing you could probably hold maybe 6 cards in here. So you could have your cards within here, and this is such a lovely gift. You could use different sentiments on this and just give it as a thank you. I think I would love to receive. I don't know anyone who would not like to receive this awesome gift. I just think it's fabulous, as I said before. What do you guys think? So I'm also going to show you another design here with the purse. So this is a different design here with the purse. So you close it in. It doesn't hold as much as the tote bags. And this design I got, I think, is Juanette Paper Crafts. So check her out on YouTube. So she has an excellent video on how to make this purse. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator as well. I don't know her personally, but I think she did an awesome job on this purse. And with that, we use the Tote embossing folder. And this embossing folder is so neat, you know, it gives you that quote look. It's also retiring, so if you're interested in getting this, June 2nd is the last time to get this embossing folder. And also, guys, this is some of the more of the designer series paper I had created this card before. Again, these are note cards, and you have note envelopes, and you just design your envelope. Okay, and I just want to show you that designer series paper where I created the paper frame with the Come Sail Away With Me designer series paper. And that is about it, guys. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, if you do have a favorite. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, this is Claudette. Happy stamping.